salutatorian is a young woman who has set lofty goals and achieved them over the past 4 years at Burners High School. Whether it be her participation in our school marching, concert, and jazz bands, or her experience playing for the most exclusive New Jersey symphonic bands and orchestras, her renowned musicianship is only one of many facets of this dynamic young woman. Combined with an extraordinary affinity for language, she excels in the areas of math and science, as demonstrated through her participation in New Jersey Science League competitions. In the fall, she will attend the University of Michigan, where she hopes to study biophysics. Please welcome Jessica Zhang.
So when Mr. Nigel called me down to the principal's office during 8th period around 2 weeks ago, my immediate reaction was mild panic. The only reason I could think of he called me down to his office was to punish me for something that I may or may not have done. Sorry guys, but Water Wars was really intense, okay? So when Mr. Nigel said, "Jessica, I have good news and bad news for you," I thought the bad news was I was being punished, and that the good news was the school was still going to let me graduate. But then he said the good news was that I was salutatorian, and the bad news was that I had to write and give this speech. I know graduation speeches are infamous for being incredibly cliched, dealing with lofty themes and very vague philosophies. There's some seriously disgusting cliches that seem to be present in the majority of graduation speeches, so I figured I'd just get all the cliches out of the way right now before things get too serious, you know? We did it! We are gathered here today to mark a milestone. Let's savor this moment. We will remember these days for as long as it takes us to forget them. When I look upon the sea of red and white, what I really see is success. It's the closing of one chapter and the beginning of another. It's about the journey, not the destination. As we venture out into this world, we'll never forget where we came from. Everything you have done so far has been preparing you for these moments. We may be going our separate ways, but we're all in this together. With great power comes great responsibility. And of course, college isn't for everyone, but high school isn't for anyone. But in all seriousness, I'd like to use this speech to spread the wisdoms of one of the most influential people in my life, my coach Ahmed. For 7 years, he's been both a boxing coach and a second father to me and my friends at the gym. If any of you watch the show Parks and Recreation, my coach is basically Ron Swanson. A wise, manly man with a rough exterior but a kind heart once you get to know him well. Now, if there's one thing Coach has always taught us, it's this. Hypocrites are the worst kind of people in this world. You may wonder why. Well, it's because these people don't stand for anything. They have no beliefs, no opinions, and worst of all, no backbone. At our gym, and in the real world, we don't care what gender you are, what sexuality, religion, political view, etc. As long as you firmly support your beliefs in a well-educated and civil manner, you'll earn yourself respect. And of course your beliefs will be challenged. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But if you can't put your guard up and defend yourself against these attackers, how can you live knowing that you're only cheating yourself of your own values? If you zoom out and take a look at today, while high school graduation is certainly worthy of celebration, it's a rather insignificant couple hours in the grand scheme of our lives. And sad to say, but most high school accomplishments will quickly be forgotten. But if people can remember you for what you stand for and who you are, even if they can't remember what you've done, then I'd say you're pretty successful, and that's truly cause for celebration. So that's all I have, but just remember the most appropriate cliche to finish it off. As we go on, we remember all the time we had together, as our lives change from whatever, but we will still be friends forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica.